Hi, want to do a quick review of the Cody James men's Alton boot. This one is sold over at Boot Barn. I was looking online and it was priced at $153.97 online. Originally, this boot was going for $219.99. I went over to Boot Barn yesterday and I bought this boot for $153.99. You know, it was just 2 cent difference, so I said, why not? A little bit about this boot. This boot comes with an upper leather outsoles with a rubber heel cap right over down here. It has a pull-on style with the pull tabs. It does have a round toe. It has a single stitch welt construction. Shaft is 12 inches. And it has a 1.5 inch western heel. A little bit of a slant right there. And as you can see, it's solid gray with a little bit of western stitching. Initially, when I put this boot on, you know, it was actually fairly comfortable. You know, I know that there's going to be a little bit of a break-in period. Cody James, it's mostly known for being more stiff. I have a Cody James hat that is extremely stiff. I probably only wear that hat once in a blue moon. Other than that, you know, especially me living here in Arizona, usually stick to straw hats, even during the winter time. Sometimes it just gets too hot that you just can only wear straw hats. Well, on the inside of this boot, getting a little bit more, you could see that there's a little bit of the stitching where it all comes together right there. It's at a 11D, and let's see if I can focus this down in the center. It will say Cody James on the inside. There we go. Getting a little bit more of a focus. There we go. It does have a nice good little slip area right here to help with construction. A little extra piece of leather. One thing I do notice is that there is a plastic ring around the top of this. I don't know if I'm too fully sold on that. However, you know, for the price it comes at, you know, it's kind of hard to beat. It's a little colored defect right there. It looks on the camera like a puncture mark, but it's not. Here's the bottom side of it. And I only really wore this in the store. I haven't really wore this anywhere else. I tried it on a couple of times here at the house, slipped around the carpet, which was kind of neat. So definitely I'm gonna have to scuff up the bottom of this leather, that way I can get some traction. I had to do that with a pair of moonshine spirits that I had. In fact, the ones I'm wearing right now, I had to scuff it up really good just to make sure that I didn't slip around, especially if it would rain or anything. I'm pretty sure that I would follow my 4th point. But, you know, for being like an entry-level boot, I wouldn't say it would be too bad. You know, especially like, you know, just getting yourself in a pair of boots, just seeing if you like them or not. In fact, my favorite pair are the ones I'm wearing. I got some Moonshine Spirit, and those are kind of more on the entry level as well. But, you know, compared to some of my Tony Lamas or Dan Post, they are far more comfortable, on my feet anyway, far more comfortable than I have with those other ones. Even a couple of my Lucchese's that I have. So I guess this gets toward the point of what I want to get to is whether if you are paying for a $600 pair of boots and you feel comfort in those, that's great. But if you're able to get a hold of a cheap pair of Cody James like this and still find comfort in it, then go for it. By all means, save yourself a couple of bucks, you know. As long as you feel and look good in it, that's all that really matters. Because I believe that everybody's foot is different. You know, everybody has a different feeling. Everybody has a different comfort level. And if you find a cheap boot that you find comfort in, 100% go for it. You look right over here. This is a little tag that I got when we bought it. You know, there you go. It's $153.99. The reason I think that it's on sale right now is I think they're discontinuing this. So they're just trying to get rid of the model as fast as possible. That way they can make room for new models. And I think that this is just part of a discontinuation process. So as of September 2025, if you feel that you want to get into a cheaper boot, then by all means, you head over to Boot Barn. They got a pretty good sale right now. Honestly, what really led this to me getting this is my son. He doesn't have a pair of boots, my youngest one anywhere, and he was asking me. He was like, "Hey, can I get a pair of boots?" And me being me, I was saying, "Sure, I'll get you." So I got him a pair of these kind of boots again because they are cheaper, and he can figure out for himself if he likes to wear them or not. And at the same time, I decided, well, might as well get me a pair. They're cheap enough. I'll go ahead and get me a pair of boots as well. And also, what really led me to this is just because they're gray, and I got brown boots, I have black boots, I even have black cherry boots, but I don't have any gray boots. So I think that getting into some gray boots would be kind of nice. Next, I'll give a quick POV of what they look like real quick. So hold on. So this is the POV of what they look like on my feet. They're not too bad. Feel actually really good. Obviously, yeah, they are a little stiff, especially up toward the vamp area. I feel a little bit of stiffness right here, but it's just one of those things where you just got to break them in. Keep walking on them, and eventually they'll get used to your feet, and they mold to your feet, and it feels like slippers whenever you wear them. But that's POV right here. So that is the Cody James men's Alton Cowboy boot. All in all, I don't think they're really that bad. I mean, I do have a little reservation for, being a little plastic. I have seen them crack a couple of times, especially in the heat out here. So, I'll be keeping an eye out on that. Also, I just might be able to just condition it a little bit, get them a little bit more soft, because especially around in this little area, that's where I felt a little bit of rigidity. But all in all, it seems like a pretty decent boot. There's a couple of things where I'm just gonna have to burn off some string around here, get them to really look good. But again, I've only got these just last night, right before the store closed, and so about ready to go give them some love and take them out in town and see what they feel like for the break-in process. All right, well, let me know what you all think. If you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me a comment. Thank you very much.